Usually the time scale is 10 years for PCA. That's not to say that I do decline, but I don't believe I'm going to, because I guess I have that push there. I do have bad days, things do. Even though, when you do get things wrong, sometimes it's just ever gonna change, and it's not, but you like to have a moan about it anyway. Just like, everyone's the same, but
What was the skipping song you sang last week, a couple of weeks ago?
Ring, ring a roses.
Ring a ring. How does that one go?
And then the Dusty Bluebells.
Oh, the Dusty Bluebells. Was that the one you were singing?
What's that one called?
In a night
The Dusty Bluebells, in a night with the Dusty Bluebells, in a night with the Dusty Bluebells.
Who would be my
mouse?
Tippy tippy clapper on my shoulder, tippy tippy clapper on my shoulder, tippy tippy clapper on my shoulder, I will be your master.
used to sing out.
Oh, there's more?
What else we were
My name is Mary Jordan and I'm a drama facilitator, and I've been working on a number of projects now for a while, and the part I've been most involved in is just going in and engaging the groups in fun activities, storytelling, a lot of singing, some physical activity as well, drama-based activities and storytelling, and a lot of music.
Ourselves.
Me and my dad.
Me and me dad.
Mimi Da.
Thank you.
Just with another one of the groups that we were working with, they'd mentioned this, and then I read it with another group yesterday, and we were having a good laugh at the some of the words. So they had to describe to me what "in clabber to the knee" meant. Does anyone know what "clabber to the knee" means?
No.
I'm living in Drumlester in clabber to the knee.
Should we read it? Have a go? Does anyone fancy reading the first verse?
That means muddy.
Muddy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My dad lived up in Carmen and kept a servant boy. His second wife was very sharp. He buried her with joy. Now she was thin.
I've been amazed, quite frankly, as to how they have responded. I think the more often you go in and the more participants get to see you and trust you, the more you get out of the group. I think initially there's a little bit of suspicion. I'm a new person coming in. Oh, what's she doing here? What's happening? Why are we here? What's all this about? But once you get that sort of fun element going, and people start telling stories, all the participants start responding and saying, "Oh, I have a story about," and then it becomes a very much a communal sharing of stories, and there's an awful lot of fun, a lot of laughter, sometimes tears as well, because sometimes some of the memories that are sparked are quite sad, about family members who've passed away, spouses who've passed away. But I think that's a good thing as well, sometimes to actually just have these wonderful memories start pouring out. Margaret, how beautiful.
You have her in colour.
Have you it in colour as well?
That is
Oh, and look at the
absolutely
style.
stunning.
She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. So that's she was 18. That's before she met your father.
Yes.
Yeah. How lovely. Oh, thank you for showing that. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely thing to have in your room.
Goodness, an amazing looking woman.
Yeah.
She wasn't, you know what I mean? She didn't go the hair, but she loved dancing.
Did she love dancing?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, she loved him, Dad. I'm not going. You know.
And did she drag him out anyway?
No, she did not.
No?
She said, I'm away. Although I wasn't born then, like, you know.
Yeah. And where would she have gone dancing? Was she a Belfast woman?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And did you like dancing?
She loved it. She's,
Ah,
I wish I was better.
Was your dad rubbish at dancing?
He
Was he?
didn't like it.
He didn't like it?
No. He played too,
ah.
you know.
Oh, how beautiful.
And our young Norman says, no, David says, you got a Norway ginger boy. It's for Norman's ginger
Yeah.
and blue eyes.
Yeah.
And so is she,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, wonderful.
And I have blue grey hair.
Sometimes, and it's really lovely when at the end of a session or during a session, one of the participants will kind of go off to their room or their flat and bring you back something. It's happened a few times. On this particular occasion, Margaret had been talking about her mother. A lot of the participants that day were talking about how strict their parents were about not getting your good shoes scuffed or coming home on time from the dance and these kinds of things. And Margaret got a little bit emotional because she was talking about her mum who passed away when Margaret herself was quite young. So Margaret has memories of her mum, but most of her, I think her teens anyway, she was raised by her dad. Her dad raised her and her two brothers. And at the very end of the session, Margaret just made a wee sign to me, like sort of wait or come here. And then she didn't say anything. And she went off and she came back in with a framed photograph of her mother, aged 18, to show us, which was just wonderful. You know, when they're talking about somebody who meant so much to them and who they clearly miss so much. And Margaret would have missed out a lot on having her mum present in her life. And bringing in this beautiful frame photograph and telling us a little bit more about her. She was named after her. Her mum was also Margaret. So that's really, really lovely because these are things that are quite special to them that they're willing to share with the group or with us as facilitators because obviously a certain level of trust
It's been so exciting.
has built up. And how many were in the band?
What do I say? There was 8 drummers. And there was drummers, the other drummers. And then there was the girls and the pipes and the girl at paper. You know, the first
piper.
Uh-huh.
And how often did you practice?
Every night.
Did you?
Oh no, not every night. Just when
you were on tour?
Uh-huh.
And did you meet once a week then to practice? Or
Twice.
Twice a week.
Hi, my name's Leslie Terry. I'm based at Creative Exchange Studios in Belfast. And we got involved in this project through Prime Cut and also the OES Centre. And we're approaching it from very different perspectives of visual art and music as well, and marrying the two. specifically when working with people with early stage and later stage dementia. And it was a very challenging project, and it still is. I mean, I think it'll want to be one of those that will resonate with me for many years. My own practice deals with a lot of socially engaged issues, how people remember stories of domestic abuse, alcoholism, issues to do with the Troubles, and how you lived through them, and how people remember things completely differently. So when you're dealing with, or when you're working with people who have dementia, it's a whole different aspect of memory that I probably hadn't thought of as a visual artist. And with this, it is just so fluid, and it is so hard at times, but it is so rewarding as well.
See your handbag?
Yeah.
But tell me what you would have kept in your handbag. Or maybe still do. Or maybe your guard doesn't tell. I don't know.
Depends what you're into.
Some of the projects, some of the people I worked with, we were talking about music, and specifically working with Paul Kane. I ended up singing with him, which is something I hadn't done in a while.
Crying all the time. You ain't never gone around and you ain't no friend of mine. They said you was high class, but that was just a lie. Well, they said you was high class, but that was just a lie. My name is Paul Kane. I'm Outreach Development Officer here in the OEM Music Centre. Music is a great way to get to know people. It's a great icebreaker, and I've done a lot of work with older people over the years, and you get to know certain songs that you know will go down well. But the real secret is to having these songs with certain elements and subjects that allow people to come out of themselves. So for example, if you're doing a song like Cheek to Cheek or the Tennessee Waltz, it talks about movies, it talks about dancing, it talks about going out, and you're very, very gently building trust with people and allowing them to tell their story. I think the workshop at its best is not you doing the work, it's allowing the people the freedom to be themselves. And music also, to me, brings a real sense of community. When you're working with some challenging issues with people with later stage dementia, people come in as individuals to a group setting, but very, very soon they become a community where they're all singing together, they're talking together, ideas get bounced off people where someone says, do you remember this dance hall? They say, yes, and we used to go here, or we listened to this song. And it's wonderful, and also seeing some people who literally just blossom when they hear a song that they love.
This belonged to my aunt.
She's,
I used to think that was a cat, so you could sort of think, pretend.
well, what do you call it? Grenadier Guard? You look like a miniature Grenadier Guard.
Killed the cat.
I think I get away with keeping this.
Well, it looks like a small one.
No.
I don't think you'd like it.
Why?
I don't think it's.
There are some people who there are different stages, obviously, and with later stage dementia, there's maybe someone there who perhaps doesn't know what is going on and has perhaps regressed to a different level, and and that's hard to deal with there. But you're working with the professionals. Well, that's the thing as well. You can always, especially when you're doing something like physical and musical, and you're clapping and there's words, you're always very aware of the room. And if someone's uncomfortable, they will get up and leave. But Robert was quite happy. You knew he was quite happy. Didn't maybe engage, maybe didn't sing or clap. But when the props come out in the different hats, with the church hat, the Russian hat, with the cap, etc. And he was quite happy to put that on, and that was part of it. You knew there's different forms of engagement. And I think that's important to realise you have to read a room as well.
Out of that kitchen, rattle those pots you had. Well, get out of that kitchen, rattle those pots you had. Well, from my perspective, obviously I'm a musician, so I bring music. What was really lovely for me was to work with other artists. For example, working with the visual artist Leslie Cherry, she had a load of things that she brought in, like hats, teacups, saucers, soft cuddly dogs, things like that. And people really became engaged with those things, because once you get into these tactile things, you're firing off more memories. So the songs are helping, but also these visual cues and these sort of real solid things are just helping people to bring back memories and to be able to tell their story.
I have a process of 4. And when I say that, everything is a task has 4 steps, and then I go back to the beginning again. So say for instance, like Philip's doing, making the coffee. For me to make a coffee, the first thing I would do is lift kettle, take to water, turn water on, fill kettle, back to the beginning again. Go to cupboard, get cups, set cups down, go and get milk, start again. So it's all in processes of 4. I have to break things down, or that's why I usually miss things out. And that works for me because I can remember 4 steps. I can't remember any more than that. But I guess I was lucky because I was an IT teacher, and because I work with adaptive technology, I was able to analyse myself almost. And I guess the good thing is that although other things are failing, I can talk, you know, as I joke to Philip, I haven't lost my voice yet. So,
No, not yet.
no, not yet, you know, and I will, you know, I will still keep helping as long as I can. I do believe, you know, it does keep my brain active. I'm an avid believer that I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't do it as much. But I guess that's still just a teacher in me. So it is. Even though, you know, I know the hardest thing for me is that you see yourself deteriorating. And I mean, you living with me would know, because obviously you're coping with the things going on as well. I started to have there a few weeks back actually. It's not a headache. My brain was absolutely in agony. And what I did do was something very silly.
Yeah.
I took tablets. I couldn't cope with the pain. But in saying that I took tablets, it wasn't for suicide. It was to knock myself out so that I couldn't feel this pain. But I hadn't seen Nicola in a while at the very start.
That got you really
It got me awful distressed.
She
She'd come in,
changed her hair.
you know, and I said, "Do you who's that?"
I thought that.
Nicola had heard me too, and she
Yeah.
was upset as well. But I just for days I just busted out crying because it so physically upset me that I didn't even recognise my own daughter. But you know, now it will come worse. I
Of
know
course.
that, and nothing prepares you for that. You know, I would be totally lying if I didn't say I get depressed. I know when you get depressed,
Yeah,
you know,
that's a
sometimes
good thing.
it's a lot to cope with.
Yeah.
For you know, myself, but not only the carers, he's with me 24/7, you know, and we always were close, and we always done everything together.
Mhm.
But now he has to literally think for me as well. And although the hardest thing for me is recognising that you are deteriorating, because you're recognising your own body is failing. And you know, because we are so close, I would continually say to Philip, have I deteriorated anymore? You know, maybe not like, you know, I get a lot of chest infections, urine, and that's part and parcel of dementia. And, but, you know, maybe like my words or something like that, or I'm slower at something, and I'll always ask him for, you know, to tell me the truth, you know, and he'll say, yes, you have maybe deteriorated and such and such. So it's just really for my coping mechanisms, I guess. You know, it would be a process still of getting low and then getting over it, you know, but we do that together now, you know.
Dreams I had